What's good, YouTube? This is your boy DK Studios Online. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be reacting to 25 cultures that practiced human sacrifice. This video is by Factsverse. This should be interesting, as all living shit. The link to the original video will be in the description down below. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like and comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Alright, here we go.
Factsverse presents 25 cultures that practiced human sacrifice. As horrible as it may sound, there are many cultures who do practice human sacrifice, or at least used to. Many of these cultures believed that it was the only way to please the gods, who were responsible for crops, weather, and other ways to sustain life. We have 25 cultures that practiced human sacrifice. China. Human sacrifice was practiced in China for thousands of years. A 4,000-year-old cemetery was found in northwestern China, and the archaeologists involved in the dig found hundreds of tombs. Many of the tombs are believed to hold human sacrifices. One of the victims was no older than 13. By the time China became unified, human sacrifice had stopped. City of Ur. The ancient city of Ur is located in modern-day Iraq, and it's where the Great Death Pit is located, and it contained the remains of 68 women and 6 men. It's believed these people were all sacrificed. Mound 72. Cahokia is a city near modern-day St. Louis, and it flourished from 1050 to 1200 AD. In this area, archaeologists found a 10-foot mound known as Mound 72. The mound is very complex, and it held the bodies of people who had been sacrificed in a series of episodes. In the first, 52 women between the ages of 18 and 23 were found who appeared to have been malnourished. In another episode, 39 men and women were found who were clubbed to death. Inca child mummies. The Inca people flourished during the 15th century AD and often practiced child sacrifices. Archaeologists found mummies of children around the Andes. According to researchers, the children were fattened up with a diet of maize and dried llama meat, and then they were sacrificed.
That's messed up.
Maya sacrifice. On special occasions, the Maya people practiced human sacrifice. Many of the victims were prisoners of war, and the sacrifices took place in the temples. According to researchers, Maya ball games would end with members of the losing team being sacrificed.
Huh?
Ancient Israel. The Hebrew Bible mentions human sacrifice being carried out by the Israelites on several occasions. The most popular biblical story is of Abraham, who was told by God to sacrifice his son Isaac. Before he completes the task, though, God tells Abraham that he was only testing him and that his son can live, and then he supplies a lamb for Abraham to sacrifice. The story is in the book of Genesis, if you want to read it. Aztec civilization. The Aztec civilization in Mexico flourished during the 14th and 15th centuries. Archaeologists have found evidence that indicated that human sacrifice occurred during that time. Ancient Egypt. In ancient Egypt, over 5,000 years ago, human sacrifice was common. Human sacrifices have been found by the graves of early pharaohs. Over time, the practice was phased out. Stonehenge. The skeleton of a man was found buried in a ditch at Stonehenge. Archaeologists believe that the 5-foot 10-inch man that was found there was a victim of human sacrifice. Itobashira. Kamikaze pilots would often try to crash their planes into Allied ships in this area during World War II. The people did sacrifice their own lives, but it's still considered human sacrifice. Hawaii. In Hawaii, human sacrifice was popular up until the late 19th century. It's believed that people were clubbed to death by elite members of the island to control the population. Archaeologists have found that temples in Hawaii were built with altars where human sacrifices took place. They also sacrificed animals. Ancient Romans. According to ancient Roman writers, human sacrifice was very common during Rome's early history. When the Romans were defeated in the Battle of Cana in 216 BC, they resorted to human sacrifice. Greeks sacrificed to Zeus. Text and archaeological remains indicate that the ancient Greeks practiced human sacrifice. In 2016, a 3,000-year-old skeleton of a male teenager was found at an altar dedicated to Zeus. Moche sacrifice. The Moche people once lived in Peru, and they frequently practiced human sacrifice. In a temple that is now known as Hoca de la Luna, the remains of dozens of sacrificed people were discovered. Dahomey Kingdom. The rulers of the West African kingdom of Dahomey often practiced human sacrifice. By some accounts, there were over 1,000 people who had been sacrificed.
Damn.
Modern-day researchers believe that this number is much lower. Celtic sacrifices. The Celts thrived in Europe and the Middle East during ancient times. Ancient Roman writers claim that the Celts practiced human sacrifice on a large scale before converting to Christianity. The sacrifices were carried out by the Druids. The Nazca. The Nazcas are famous for constructing the Nazca Lines, which are thousands of geoglyphs scratched in the desert floor. They're also known for practicing human sacrifice. Archaeologists have found the remains of Trophy Head. Viking sacrifice slaves. When a Viking slave owner died, their slaves were often sacrificed. The remains of many sacrificed slaves were found in Flagstad, Norway. Carthage infants. Carthage is an ancient city that's known today as Tunis in North Africa. Archaeologists have found thousands of urns which held the cremated remains of infants. It's believed that these infants were sacrificed, however, there are different theories. Mongol invaders. The Mongols controlled a vast territory from East Asia to Europe about 700 years ago. It's believed that during this time they practiced human sacrifice. Prehistoric Europe. A study was published in the Journal of Current Anthropology in 2017. In the report, researchers described the evidence of human sacrifice. Most of the evidence found proved that many of the remains found did not die naturally. Researchers believe that they have found proof of human sacrifice. Ancient Korea. Archaeologists found evidence in May of 2017 that human sacrifice was common in ancient Korean kingdoms. They found 2 skeletons beneath the wall of Moon Castle that dated back 1,500 years. It's believed that these people were sacrificed. Indus Valley Civilization. The Indus Valley Civilization was located in what we know today as Pakistan. Images and text discovered in the area show that human sacrifice was often practiced. One image was of a kneeling person with a human head on a stool. India funeral pyres. There is an ancient Hindu ritual called sati, where a woman chooses to leap onto the funeral pyre of her husband after he died. Today, the practice is outlawed. Tanzania. In the East African nation of Tanzania, albinos were often sacrificed. These people without pigment in their skin or hair were seen as unholy.
I've heard of
It is
this.
an ongoing problem even today. Subscribe for more.
Well, shit. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I surely did. Shit was entertaining and very informative. It's your boy DK Studios Online. I'm out.